So next up, podcast listeners, we have the dumbest bill in America. Do we have a lead up, Mr. Assistant Producer?
Of course.
Actually, he's the producer. Let's hear it. And it's the dumbest bill in America, and it is from Senator Arthur Ellis of the state of Maryland. He's a state senator, and his bill renames a racist highway. That's the dumbest bill in America. Well, what is he trying to do? Well, there's a highway in Maryland called Indian Head Highway. Indian Head Highway. Indian Head Highway leads to a place called Indian Head, Maryland, and then eventually dead ends into a naval base known as Indian Head Naval Base. So here's the history. There's a town in Charles County, Maryland. The population is 3,844. It's called Indian Head, Maryland. And it's been the site of a naval base specializing in gun and rocket propellants since 1890. Think about that. Since prior to the Spanish-American War, they were making propellants and test them there, and they still do. And it's a very large base. It's on the Potomac River. Indian Head Highway is a highway, as you would expect any highway to look like. It's like 3 lanes going in either direction in some cases, maybe more. And it takes you from kind of Washington, D.C., all the way down to Indian Head Naval Base. And there's a little town outside the naval base called Indian Head, Maryland. Well, State Senator Arthur Ellis wants to cancel that because Indian Head is a racist name. It's a racist highway. Well, we have some clips from State Senator Arthur Ellis, and he actually presented his bill. And he presented this bill quite recently, like just a few days ago, to tell you the truth. And we have some clips from it. We really, really want you to listen to what he's trying to do here. So here's the first clip. Listen.
Arthur Ellis, representing District 28, Charles County. I'm here to present Senate Bill 213 to you. It's a simple bill, 1 page, 2 lines. Original intent of this bill was to rename Route 210, the Indian Head Highway, to the President Barack Obama Highway.
That's it. So now you got it, right? So Arthur Ellis wants to rename Indian Head Highway because it's a racist highway, but he wants to rename it to President Barack Obama Highway, because that's what you have to do. So The Hill has an article about this. His new Maryland bill would rename Indian Head Highway to President Barack Obama Highway. State senators in Maryland recently introduced legislation that seeks to rename Indian Head Highway after former President Obama. Senate Bill 213, introduced by Democrat State Senator Arthur Ellis and Obie Patterson, would require the Maryland State Highway Administration to designate the highway, also known as Maryland Route 210, as the President Barack Obama Highway. The change would cost roughly $12,500 to cover the cost for design, construction, and installation of the new signs for the highway, which runs through parts of Maryland and Washington, D.C. If passed, the legislation would take effect in October. According to a local Fox affiliate, the highway was named after a town it also runs along named Indian Head, which, of course, is true, as I just read to you, because I'm very familiar with this town and I'm very familiar with the highway itself. The resolution stated that the town received its name due to the strong presence of indigenous persons in the late 17th century, specifically of the Algonquin tribe. Also very true. Many, many tribes were in that part of Maryland, particularly in southern Maryland. State Senator Ellis went on to state that the name may be deemed offensive to indigenous persons and urged the town to be renamed to better reflect the state of Maryland's respect of indigenous history, culture, and persons. So we have another series of clips from Arthur Ellis at his bill hearing, and we have another clip from him, and here it is.
A lot of us familiar with a lot of his achievements, and including the Nobel Prize, and just tremendous legacy. For 8 years, no conflict in his administration, just a person most of us believe we could be very proud of. Next slide.
So that was Arthur Ellis. He was giving a PowerPoint slide presentation via Zoom because the state of Maryland isn't holding in-person hearings for bills that are being presented. The bills have to be presented via Zoom because you might get COVID. And so therefore he offers a presentation via PowerPoint, right? So this fancy, and so one of his slides that you just saw is, and here are all the achievements of Barack Obama, and his administration had like no controversy whatsoever. I mean, the Affordable Care Act and, all these other great, he won a Nobel Peace Prize. For what? For what? I mean, so there's another state senator on that committee. Her name is State Senator Benson. She's actually a very nice person. Well, she asked a question to State Senator Arthur Ellis about his bill. She's not exactly sold on the idea. And she's also Black, which I think is quite interesting. But listen to her reasons why she's not crazy about the idea. Kind of funny. We have that clip, and here it is.
Now listen, 210 is a worry for all of us in the metropolitan area. The highway is probably one of the most dangerous highways in the metropolitan area. And I do worry just a little bit about that. Do you think that renaming this highway will help to improve, first of all, the perception of 210? Of course, a lot of construction is taking place there. We've done every trick in the book relative to 210. I'm just wondering how this is going to help to promote the image of 210, because it does not have a good reputation. Do you think that will help?
Thank you for that question, Senator Benson, and for your knowledge of that highway. The worst highway in Maryland, just a lot of terrible accidents, a lot of issues that I must say we've worked on here in Annapolis and authorizing speed cameras on that road. The county has really dedicated, Prince George's County and Charles, a lot of resources on that road to fix it. So, the thing is, we have an opportunity to rebrand that road.
So that's State Senator Ellis responding to a question. And the question was, of course, posed by State Senator Benson, whom you also saw at the beginning, where she asked the question, are you sure you want to rename the highway after President Barack Obama, given the fact that there are like tons of really serious accidents and fatalities on this highway, which, by the way, is true. Are you sure you want to rename it after President Barack Obama? I mean, why would you kind of want to do that? The highway is really dangerous. and if you do rename the highway after President Barack Obama, will it get safer? And so State Senator Arthur Ellis responds, and he's like, well, I mean, you're right. It is like really a dangerous highway. I mean, we've tried to do a lot of things to make it safer, but it is really dangerous. So he's admitting that he's trying to rename a highway after Barack Obama, which is a dead-end highway. It is. It dead ends into a naval base and goes nowhere beyond that because it's bound by the Potomac River, and it's a dangerous highway. And so I was thinking, well, maybe Obama, like if it was named after him, he could get some drones and do some drone strikes on the highway to stop all those dangerous cars, and that would make it safer, So we also have a final clip on this bill, this dumbest bill. And this gentleman's name is Rico Newman. So he signed into Zoom to ask some questions and also to provide his testimony, really, about this bill. Very interesting. So Rico Newman actually is speaking on behalf of the Piscataway Indian tribe. He is himself a Native American, or at least part Native American. I don't know which tribe he belongs to or is from, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, he has history trying to, preserve Indian heritage and so forth, which, good for him. So he speaks and provides his opinion, and quite frankly, doesn't seem to support the idea. And you'll never guess why. It's unbelievable. We have that clip, and here it is.
We are happy that many things have happened, both in Prince George and Charles County, both with the ending of the professional football team's name, getting rid of Columbus Day, being changed to Indian Heritage Day. But we don't want nails put in our coffin to where we disappear from plain sight.
Did you catch that? So he's like, I think it's good that we got rid of the Washington Redskins because, that's really a bad name, the Washington Redskins. And I think it's really good that we got rid of Columbus Day. Here they are. It's like, but he goes on to say, but I don't want to make Indians or Native Americans erased from history, because right now we have a highway named after Indians, right? It's called Indian Head Highway. And if we erase that name and replace it with Barack Obama Highway, then the presence of Native Americans kind of disappears, seeing that that region of Maryland had many, many different tribes and that were very active, and many cultural resources that are in those areas as a result. So what he's saying is talking out of both sides of his mouth. I love the fact that we canceled the Redskins. I love the fact that we canceled other people's holidays, like Columbus Day, because, God forbid, the Italian Americans can't have a holiday that is uniquely American as well. But at the same time, I don't want it to be Barack Obama Highway, because then you're canceling Native Americans. I mean, unbelievable. I love it when the left eats itself alive. That's what they're doing in this particular hearing, So that has to be, Arthur Ellis, probably one of the dumbest legislators in the state of Maryland. I'm sorry, because this is what he's focusing on, right? This is what he's focusing on, renaming a highway. And that is the dumbest bill in America, renaming a racist highway.